The Co-op has had to shut down parts of its IT systems in response to hackers attempting to gain access. It says the proactive measures it has taken to fend off the cyber attack have had a small impact on its call centre and back office operations, but they are reassuring that no customer data, they believe, no customer data has been compromised.
So this comes amid a high-profile similar attack. The Metropolitan Police confirming it's looking into the major cyber attack at fellow retailer Marks and Spencer's. It's into its second week. It caused chaos, cost £1 million of lost sales. They actually had to stop taking online orders, and then shelves as well ended up pillaged basically because they couldn't get the online orders done. Kevin Curran joins us, Professor of Cybersecurity at Ulster University. Well, Kevin, first of all, it's presumably way too early to link these in any capacity. No one's doing that, but it's another high-profile retailer being hit by an attempted cybersecurity attack.
It is. It's it's shown us the disruption that can be caused by ransomware. It's something that really, holds people. The ransomware comes in, encrypts data, and the only way, generally, unless you have backups of that data, is to negotiate with the ransomers and the hackers and pay a fee and hope that the key that they give you will work, and of course that they don't come back for more. And we know about these gangs as well, and in this case it's quite unusual that the scattered Scatter Spider gang itself, for English speaking again, because most of the ransomware groups come from Eastern Europe, Belarus, Russia and China, and all these places where it's easier to hide because it's all being facilitated ultimately by cryptocurrency. Because in the past, how could you get your ransom? You would have been tracked down.
So how does ransomware actually work? Because this is talking about the M&S one. Co-op haven't actually said precisely what's going on here, but it just was able to sort of fend it off, seems to be the situation. But in terms of M&S, a ransomware called Dragon Force is what's being blamed. Is it as simple as that, look, we lock up all the detail that you keep on file, and if you want to view it again, pay us a ton of money? Is that ultimately how it works?
Ultimately, that's it. In other words, the software gets into a system either by an email being sent with a malicious attachment, or else that they exploit software vulnerabilities in the system which have not been patched, which are out of date, and basically got people, maybe an infected USB drive stick, or whatever. So someone has to launch a piece of software, and then that runs, and then it goes to the directories that they deem crucial, the documents, whatever else it is, or the servers, and it just goes through it, and it completely scrambles all the documents again. Just like, because encryption obviously is something which is very useful and crucial in modern life. It protects our conversations, it keeps them private. It verifies that we're logging into the bank and that no one can snoop upon our traffic whenever, so encryption obviously serves a fundamental purpose in keeping us safe and keeping us, keeping our data private. But of course it can be used in a malicious way like it is here again. And of course, the maths are so large that you can't just break the encryption key. In other words, you literally need the secret key being given to you. And then it worms its way across the network. Now, of course, we have modern systems and protections, endpoint detection. That's why now you can't really install applications in the BBC, for instance, or anywhere, as you could years ago, that our tablets are locked down, our phones are locked down, your PC, your MacBooks, whatever. So you have to get permission to do some of these things because ultimately the number one reason for having that strictness on our machines is to stop people running programs and also ransomware running and executing and going through and onto the server and everything else. So, but of course, it can be quite difficult because, of course, in this case as well, we believe that they got the Active Directory. In other words, they got the admin rights for a lot of people working within the IT department as well, and that these are specialised also in retail systems as well and payment systems, and that they're able to go to the servers and then that they know how to navigate quite skillfully.
Does this sort of thing ever attack day-to-day, run-of-the-mill, ordinary people like ourselves? Or is it usually going towards a company that will have much data? Because ransomware, if you've nothing to solicit off somebody, then it's maybe, or is it then used for blackmail and that purposes? I'm just wondering, can you protect yourself from such a thing?
Oh, individuals are targeted quite a lot, of course, that they click on things or go to a website and download. And of course, then that they get a pop-up on their screen, telling them that the machine has been ransomed and that they have to send a certain amount of Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency to a particular address, and then that the key will be sent to them. And sometimes that works. But generally where the big boys go, again, like Scatter Spider here, is that they go for where the money is, again, for the likes of Marks and Spencer's, again, who literally is claimed that have lost up to 500 million in this, again, because they're losing millions per day. And I just tried the website a few minutes ago, and again, it's still down. This gang are responsible for targeting the casino, the MGM giant in America, in the States, who own the casinos. And in that case, again, MGM sent them $15 million, but the whole episode of the ransomware attack cost them about $100 million.
Yeah, so there's form then. Well, look, Kevin, thank you very much for taking us through that. Kevin Curran there, Professor of Cybersecurity at Ulster University. Yeah, so Marks and Spencer's website still down. Co-op, though, no suggestion these are linked, but Co-op saying that they took proactive measures to fend off an attack, and it had a small impact on its call centre and its back office.